All right, so this is gonna be the 90-75. Something I noticed while I was programming in the 90-degree bath was that after I had taken it out of the bath, I had put it into the freezing bath and I was holding it with my tongs. I was holding it up against this so it would keep its shape. And my hand slipped on the tong, but surprisingly it kept its shape, which means that the time it actually takes to program and to freeze might be almost instantaneous with it being a 2mm thick sample, which is kind of what I calculated. The time I calculated through what I've learned from heat transfer is that in order to get the very middle of my PETG specimen to the degree of the bath, when I calculated that, treating it as infinite plates, it was almost instant, which kind of, seems a bit crazy. So I wanted to make sure making the time 2 minutes instead of the 20 that I originally started waiting. But now this makes me think that, hey, maybe it is instant and that when I put it in, I only have to wait, a couple seconds and then I can actually program. And this would allow me to get multiple tests of like the same degrees, so I can run multiple trials. Now, the issue with this is that this doesn't stay up like this. It wants to close, so I will have to like hold it with my arm. It's gonna be a little bit wonky here. I should have cut the top on this one too, but here we go. And I'm just gonna hold it in place here as much as I can. What's surprising is how slow it's recovering compared to the 90-90 and the 90-75. But this makes me wonder how much is it going to recover before it reaches a point where it's almost negligible change in recovery. A possible fluke is that while I was programming it, it took me a while to program it because my tong slipped while I was programming it before I even put it in the freeze bath. And so maybe I caused it to kind of exercise itself into its prior shape before entering into here. So keeping the same bent shape. I'll let it go for about 5 minutes probably. I'm gonna really try and not shake this jig here. I'm pressing perpendicular to the wall, so hopefully it should all be good. Although I'm probably not doing my nervous system any good. So here, let me try and grab this. Oops. There we go. This is kind of blocking it here. I don't really have a good way of, maybe if I push it down. There we go. Yeah, I'm not recording on the side here because this is where I put the 75 bin, the 91's off to the left. Coming up on about 3 minutes now. It seems it's recovered a reasonable amount. We'll keep this up for another minute and a half. Once 5 minutes hits, if it doesn't seem to have changed too much, then we can just take it out and we can conclude that the recovery beyond this point is quite slow. But it is getting past that 60-degree mark, approaching on 45. All right, coming around 30 more seconds left. It does not look like it has changed much. I'm gonna get a quick side view here just to see if it's, nope, it doesn't seem like it's dragging on the base. Looks like it's still hovering just by a little. All right, and that's about 5 minutes. Doesn't look like it's recovered much anymore, which is fine. So with that, I'm now gonna pull it out. Though this will be interesting considering that I put one side in the hot water. There we go. Right. So this is what it looks like compared to the other two shown in the last video. This is not able to recover fully. Again, a possible reason this is in the shape that it is because when I was trying to program it, it took me a couple tries before I was able to get a good handle on it before putting it in the freeze bath. So it could have, you know, exercised some of the strands and caused it to be in this shape. But now I'm gonna try 75, so we'll be back when we get around to that recovery.